Parenting has never been easy, and raising children in this digital age has been a lot from gaming, AI, social media relationship, and some all other things in the digital space. Now, I'm here with my friends of mine, Dr. Nikki and Mr. Chinedu. Thanks for coming to the show. So today we'll be talking about a lot about parenting in digital age. And today, so we're not talking about there are no final answers or final talks or correct answers or perfect answers. So today we'll just be having a normal conversation within parenting, and we'll be talking about how to help ourselves, and hopefully we have some few ideas that can help us. So parenting 20 or 30 years ago, what has been the difference between parenting 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and for a parent just having a child now? So, what are the things the parents are supposed to expect and the challenges and the struggles?
Okay, thank you very much. For me, if you say parenting, parenting is a relative word.
Mm,
What comes to mind is having a child. And I think parenting is more than having a child. It's a lifelong process of nurturing
yeah,
and guiding a child towards lifelong experience.
mm,
And apart from parenting, it starts from when a child is born
mm,
to adulthood, from the birth of a child to when the child is grown. And it's a dynamics because it involves a lot of things, not just giving birth to the child. We're talking about the emotions of the child,
mm,
the social life of the child, intellectual life of the child, the physical aspect of the child's life. And we're talking about guidance. So parenting is not just giving birth to a child or bringing a child to the world. I think it encompasses a lot of responsibilities and a
mm.
lot of roles that are expected from parents.
Mr. Chinedu.
Yeah, just to add to what she just said, you're trying to answer that your question. So you see, from her point of view, which
Yeah.
I totally agree on, I'm one of the persons who say that any man, any woman can give birth to a child,
Mm,
but definitely not every woman. Every person is a parent.
yeah.
So parenting for me is a skill
Mm,
that you need to learn and relearn in the process of raising a child.
mm,
The fact that you can go to the hospital and shoot up the child
yeah.
doesn't
I
make
mean,
you a parent.
parents. Yeah, I agree with you.
So if we are now asking what has changed
Mm,
30 years ago, 20
20 years
years
ago.
ago,
Yeah.
and now, a lot have changed.
Mm,
Right? The world have changed.
yeah.
Evolution keeps happening. Revolution keeps happening. Change is out there. And it's also impacting in the way we live, the way we raise children.
Mm,
In the past, in the olden days, 20 years, 30 years
yeah.
back, uh, civilized world didn't have a lot of digital worlds
Mm,
like we have today,
mm,
right? And so you could see homes holding traditional values without interferences. But because of the access to technology, access to digital world, it's as if training a child has now become a thing that is like a web. It's interlinked, it's connected to every aspect of life.
mm,
And that comes with its own challenges. It's good, it's bad.
yeah.
We understand. And why I say it's good, it's bad is because for some people who are taking advantage of it, really, it's helping them to really train their child. Because when anybody asks me to explain what I understand as education,
Yeah.
education is just a pathway to life. What gives you direction in life, which
Yeah.
starts from home,
Yeah.
where you have informal education before you then talk about the formal education, and that is parenting in itself.
Yeah.
So, has education changed today? The paradigm has shifted.
Yeah.
So if it has shifted, that means parenting also, it has also shifted. So people are taking advantage of it in the right direction, whereas it's also affecting some persons. You know, when you talk about what people are now doing on the internet,
Yeah.
are parents really in charge of children? A lot of parents are not. And that is because they've not been able to learn that skill of parenting very well. Because to learn that skill, it means you being in charge. You need to really be in charge of your kids. So my answer to your question, it's yes, a lot have changed from the past to now. But it's whether it's good or bad, both of them are there.
I
So that
agree with you.
it didn't change for the better, it didn't change for the worse. A lot changed.
It's just evolving.
Yeah.
So as the world is evolving and life is evolving, because 20 years ago, I can remember those days where we'll be outside. Although I have a very good parents, they give me so much freedom and they try to check us too. So 20 years ago, we'll be outside playing on the streets, playing with friends. I think the internet then was not really as this where we have WhatsApp, Instagram, and all. So, what skills do parents, the modern parents, like let's say a child, a parent who has a child of 4 years, 3 years. So, what are the skills should the parent inculcate just to have to develop themselves? And because life keeps evolving.
For me, we're talking about parenting, like I said. And when you talk about parenting in the digital age, it means raising up children where you have screens, social medias, and the internet. And if you look at the way we were trained 20, 30 years from now, there are two different things. Then we used to have family values. We used to have family cultures. I remember when we were growing up then, if a child is doing something, your father will not say, get away from there. He will just do his eyes like this, you understand, and you leave immediately. Or the father might just raise his feet. That was how we were brought up.
Know the meaning.
The child understands what they're saying. If you go to your neighbor's house then and they give you food, the father will not say, don't eat. When they do like this, you understand what they are saying. And if you eat, when you get home, oh God, you are going to see. Yes. So for me, I think parenting has to do with the background of the parents. That is the foundation. Because you can't give out what you don't have. The way I look at it, parenting, it has to do with the father and the mother coming together.
From different backgrounds.
So the background of the parents reflects in the life of the children. When I was growing up, my father was very strict. He wants everything to be done the way it's supposed to be. And my mother too, she has time for the kids. When you bring those two together, that is the foundation of a child. When we talk about education is not sending a child to school to learn. It begins from home. And you are a reflection of the kind of education or the kind of person you want your children to be. You can't tell me I tell lies. Maybe somebody comes and say, oh, tell the person I'm not at home. What are you teaching your children? So these are the little things that builds up a child. Integrity, our culture, our family values. Then it used to be important. 20 years ago, the way I'll bring up my child is different from the way they're bringing up children
now.
Because then you have to do your homework. You have to read your books. You have to be respectful. You have to greet people. Then now you see a grown-up child who say, oh, and just walk past you. That has never been our culture. Our culture is a culture of respect. And then it was easier, and speaking from experience, to bring up children.
Easier?
Yes, it's easier then.
So it's very difficult
now.
Oh,
it's difficult now because they're exposed to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Let me tell you my experience this morning. I went out, I was coming, a child, a little girl about 5 years, the elder brother and the sister and the mother. I stood, they walked past. The second pass, they thought, the little girl 5 years, she stopped, she was on scooter, she told me F word. That's what we're saying. Because they're exposed to a lot of things. Then your mother cannot be talking to you and you stand and look at your mother. Who born you where?
Yeah.
So then you find out it's easier. You can control the children because it's what they learn inside the house. That's what they exhibit outside.
But the children are the products of the parents.
Yes. But now they're exposed to a lot of things. They can watch the internet. They have their phones. And I saw something this morning about 4 children. It should be about 7, 5, 6, 7, walked past me. All of them were having phones. We were going to school this morning. It was like, what are we talking about? Then you don't go to school and pick your friend's pen because you know your father will kill you when you get home. You understand?
Yeah.
So that culture, there's what family values
Yeah.
was there, not now. If you tell your child go, he goes to school, they find maybe on the internet or whatever, they'll say come. So at the end of the day, you are battling with two perspectives from your child.
Yeah.
I remember some time ago, somebody was telling me that the daughter returned from school. I was asking the mom, Mommy, am I a boy or a girl?
Are you serious?
Yes. The woman was like, what are you saying?
Are you a boy or a girl?
Yes, she's a girl. Then when she got home, she was
She's
asking the
confused.
mother. You understand? So even the internet makes the children to be confused. Some of them don't have self-esteem. Some of them don't even have their own thinking, critical thinking. They can't think on their own because there are so many interference from outside. So for me, I think 20, 30 years ago, it was easier to bring up a child than now because they are exposed to a lot of things from the outside, not from the home.
Yeah, just because of what you said earlier about the child using the phone. So let's say your child comes home now, probably a teenager, comes home from school and said, all my friends in school have gotten a phone now. And your child is 12 years old and say that, Mom, I need a phone. That's peer pressure now. So you as a parent, at what age do you think a child should start having a phone? Because you said it has a lot of both advantage and disadvantage. But for a child of that age bracket, there's a lot of more advantage at that age. What do you think?
For me, my child had his first phone at the age of 8 or 10 that the auntie bought for him. There's nothing wrong with the internet or phone. It's just what you navigate on it that matters. What your children are exposed to. And that is where parental guidance comes in. Like I told you, those of us that were brought home, my father was very strict. You don't need to ask me. I know my common sense. I know. So my child knows that my parents, this is not what they want. You can't come and start, Mommy, buy me a phone. That's number one. And number two, what about if the parents cannot afford it? So the availability of a phone depends on a lot of things and what the child wants to use it for, the purpose of getting the phone.
That's agree, actually. It just like she has said. You see, the thing about parenting, the thing about peer pressure, and all the offshoots, that we have in raising kids, stems from foundation that you give your child. That's absolutely what it is. Because when you train a child to understand what contentment means, when you train a child to understand what values is, to understand how special they are, who they are, to define themselves for them, sometimes it's difficult to then derail. If you make a child to see that this is the right way that I'm supposed to go, if you make yourself a model and they see that truly this person that I've made my model became successful by living this AYS side, type of life, it then means I have to follow through. That is foundation that you are laying. Because mind you, if you are asking a question here, at what age do you give a child phone? At what age do you stop a child from seeing phone outside? Because when they don't have access to it at all, it doesn't take away that peer pressure outside from also trying to see it. And that is even worse. So it's better for me to even give my child what I know I can control than deny them. And at that curious stage, that curious age that they want to explore, they want to know why you don't want me to have this. They will go and find out why outside. And that's why outside is very detrimental. So you see, the question as to at what age, I don't think personally I might not be able to answer it. But I can definitely answer why I should give my child phone. Because if I see or understand the benefits of that child having the phone, just like she said, why is the child using the phone? Is it maybe because of the type of job I have that needs me to communicate? Is it the interest that the child has developed in terms of, is it science, is it research, or whatever that requires him or her to maybe
More
surf
research.
internet, right? If those are the needs, will you say they are not
Why not?
justifiable?
Yeah.
Of course, they are justifiable.
Mm.
But then the parenting then comes in laying that foundation, in guiding, providing that guidance as to making sure that this child does the right thing in this space. It's a very wide space, but it can't be controlled. So for me, it's not about the age. It's not about the time. It's about what is it being used for. Am I, as a parent, able to provide that needed guidance? Do I have the wherewithal? Do I even know what it takes to, protect my child from harms that comes, from exposing them to the wider world out there? And the truth is that all of these things is just about foundation. Because if that foundation is not there, deny your child screen, that child will see that screen outside. Deny your child phone, the child will see the phone outside. Like I said earlier, sometimes when you even do these denials, it's detrimental because that curiosity can then skyrocket to them even going to the extreme. You understand? So it's about building a strong foundation. It's about teaching the child the right things, the right values that you want them to continue to uphold. Let them understand what family means, what values your family holds, and then grow with it, roll with it. It will help them, it will help in keeping checks as to some of these exposures that can then be harmful to them.
Because we have different kinds of parents. We have the strict parents who even talking of parent now, parent of who have children of 10 years, 5 years. We have parents that okay, very strict parents. They don't give their children independence. They don't give them that freedom of screen. Whereby we have some parents whereby they allow their children to be very free. They're independent. So how do these parents find common ground? Because children now, if you tell them to do something, they ask you why. Well, if you ask the child to do something, now, they ask you why before even doing it, before following the instruction.
For me, yeah, I think the basis is befriending your children.
Mm.
That's the first step. Communication. Letting them discover themselves.
Yeah.
Letting them know what is right and from what is wrong.
Yeah.
I think when I was in the university then, there was one course we did in philosophy. What the lecturer said is, if a child is wrong and you take the cane and you flog the child, it will get to a time the child is used to flogging.
Yeah.
Then when you sit the child down and speak to the child, make the child understand why they should or should not do this, I think is a better way of education. So for me to say a child should not use phone, I don't believe that. It should be monitored. You can sit down and say, look, you can use your phone. This is your tablet. This is your phone. 2 hours in a day. Something like a timetable. That's the one.
So I'm talking about screen time. Now.
Yes, screen time.
So what do you think is the average screen time for let's say a child of 5 to 10 years old?
We're saying the same thing. For me, I don't have any specific time. It depends on the routine of the child and the parents and the kind of activities the children are involved in. Now, I've gone to somebody's house. A 15-year-old girl cannot wash plates.
A
15-year-old girl
cannot wash plates.
Yes. I got into their kitchen and saw plates. I said, what this? They said, my daughter, she cannot wash plates. A girl for that matter. I said, she cannot wash plates. What do you mean by that? I said, no. She can't. You understand what I'm saying? So if you have a routine or a timetable, you get back from school at 1, maybe you rest for 30 minutes, you take your bath, you eat, you do your assignments, then you have 2-3 hours. Fine. Depends on the routine. For me, there's no special time. There are things you can even watch with your family from the phone. But what we're having now is, even when you are eating, everybody's on their phone. There's no communication. So it's not the amount of hours they spend on the screen.
Yeah.
That is the issue for me. What are they really using the phone for?
Mm.
Is it for educational purposes?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, there are some things you really want to do now. The internet is good. Just ask the internet anything.
Mm.
The internet will tell you. If I want to learn how to tie my hair,
Yeah.
I can learn that from
So-
the
so
internet.
YouTube, yeah.
Yes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we say the internet is bad, the internet is good. It's on the same ground.
It's
for
about
me.
balancing it.
Yes. For me, it's about balancing. It's not about the hours.
Yeah.
A child can sit down and be watching how to do something for 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And if you say the screen time is 2 hours, how can the child learn?
Mm.
So parental guidance,
Mm.
that is the key for me. We should have time to look at what our children are doing. When I was growing up, even my siblings say, my mom is wicked.
Mm.
Even till tomorrow, they say. If you ask them, come, how's your mommy? They'll tell you my mom is wicked.
Doctor, are you really wicked?
You understand? It's not being that I'm wicked, it's just being strict.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fen.
Yeah, being
And
fair.
being
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, they term it as wicked.
Wickedness. Even when I was growing up, that was how I tell my father. I used to think my father, so that man is wicked. Because when we see that, say, I did this, I did. My papa will kill me. So that was how I grew up. And I can say it anywhere that what I am today,
Yeah.
it was the teaching of my father.
Mm.
It
From
was
home.
from home that made me what I am today.
The wickedness paid off eventually.
Yes, and which we have to instill in our children. The issue we have in that, so I have friends who say, I don't want my children to suffer the way I've suffered.
Mm.
Yeah, you are giving them a very big gap.
Mm.
It's not now, it's in future. Because when the child is used to it, it's like some parents, they are so loose. When you
Mm.
talk any at home, your children, if you want to know a girl, I tell people, if you want to marry a girl and you want to know who the girl is, it's the mother. Because it's whatever the mother does, she's going to
To
repeat.
replicate it.
Yes, that is it. There's no two ways about it.
No two ways about it.
Whether smartphone, YouTube,
Mm.
whatever, it influences.
Yeah.
I believe nobody can ask me to force me to do what I don't want to do. So I don't believe in, oh, is that person that spoiled that person. No. It's not part of my belief. My
Yeah.
perspective about life is, if you want to do something, you do it. I can't force you to if you don't want to do it.
Mm.
It's when I really want to do it. At the same time, I'm not saying there are no peer group. I was once a girl, now I understand
Yeah.
how these things work. But even like then, I'll remember what my father used to say at home. So that is the foundation.
Mm.
And another thing, most of us now we don't believe in God. That's the foundation of everything. Oh.
Mm.
If you say I want to train my child, myself, bros, you will fail. Because if you look at it today, pastors, deacons, elders in their church, when you look at the lives of their children, bros, nothing to write on about.
Mm.
Yes. So it's not, we're running away from the God factor.
Yeah.
I don't want to include
We
that.
try to use our mental.
Initiative, and
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Mm.
I've seen children.
But then again,
Yeah.
just to interject, so while you were talking,
Mm,
it just dawned on me that sometimes also it's as if there's a link that is broken
Mm.
that usually will create these problems that we're talking about, because you are asking how much screen time. So now the thing is, most parents try to live a life of society, creating a chart
Mm.
telling you this is the blueprint to train a child. However, even as the work we do have tried to make us understand that each individual is unique.
Yeah.
So the approach to every family is like person-centered.
Mm.
So if it is person-centered, is there then a universal blueprint?
Mm.
It will not fit in.
No,
That
so-
model doesn't work.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but one thing I know that works, picking from what she's saying, is providing alternatives. So if you are saying screen time, how much screen time should be out there? It's
Yeah.
not about how much screen time. It's about alternative.
Yeah.
Now, within your home, do you have other activities
Yeah.
that
You
can
do.
engage this child?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're telling this child, don't watch TV.
Mm.
What
What's
then,
the child? What's the child
what
doing?
then should the child do?
Yeah.
Do you have physical activities that the child can engage in?
Yeah.
This is a child who is bubbling with energy. So if you are on the other side trying to think that you are doing that child good, meanwhile on the other side, you're creating a rebel.
Yeah.
Because you are telling me don't watch TV. You did not create another alternative for me to corner that energy.
Yeah.
My mind is on that TV.
Mhm.
I will start rebelling. All I'm thinking of is how to go back and do that which my mind is focused on at that moment.
Yeah.
So I think that most times, most parents don't create these alternatives.
Mm.
Just like she said, we have a lot of laid back parents.
You just do anything the way you want to.
Yeah, I can use the word, I can borrow the word, lazy parents.
Yeah. That's why lazy parents.
So they want the child to stay on TV and not bother them.
Yeah.
Because maybe them themselves, they can't even manage or even program themselves as to how much screens.
Our parents are not even organized.
So you see,
yeah,
it's
I
about
agree with you.
it's
Yeah.
about individuals creating models that fit into their family. But one universal thing that I know that every child craves for is always provide an alternative.
Mm.
Even the English word we borrow in teaching will say carrot and stick.
Mm.
If you say it's either this or this,
Yeah.
and that works for every
Mm.
child. So if you don't want me to be on screen all the time, have you been able to provide is it bicycle for me to ride outside?
Or scooter or something.
Is it scooter for me to do?
Yeah.
Are there toys for me to play on? STEM materials for me to
painting,
rack my head?
Yeah.
Have you been able to provide them? And then the guidance that she's talking about comes in.
Yeah.
Are you able to have patience to teach me how to draw?
Yeah.
Are you able to be patient with me for me to know how to dirty my hands?
Yeah, those are the skills we're talking about.
What it means to dirty hands, what it means to throw myself in the mud and feel the world around me. Then you think I'm going to dirty your house. So because of that, you want to keep your house clean and you want me focused on the screen. You are spoiling me. So it's about parents understanding that children are unique in their ways. But then if there's no central model for every child, am I able to understand the needs of my child and provide them? You understand? And ensure that I'm able to then provide the guidance for them to sail through. In that way, I think this issue of maybe us coming to compare, and not haven't really changed, if you ask me. Then and now.
It's not hasn't really changed.
No, it's not haven't really changed. What changed is the type of parents we have now.
I would say the Gen Z parents are better than
parents. No, they can be better.
Your parents, my parents, they had time for me. They had time for me. Then the traditional values of parenting for most people, the father goes out to fend for the family. The mother is
a full-time.
The mom is a full-time wife who is an implementer. So the father gives her the rules.
Instructions.
Mommy
implements.
The man dishes out the instruction. This is how I run my home and all that. He goes out to fend for the family, and then the woman is back home, ensuring that everything that the man have said. But today is competition. We see feminism. I don't want to go there.
Please.
But you see, you hear where it's as if the man is saying,
the woman is saying something else.
You understand?
The disagreement.
Yeah. But then again,
equality.
In
marriage. Those are parents.
So we want to see.
Those are part of.
So somehow, these are the kind of things that we see today. That it's as if the values that we need to instill, these traditional values that we want to hold there, is as if it's just fading because we have not been able to have a grip.
I say we should go back and pick up those traditional values.
No, it's not about going back. It's about knowing that for me and you to decide to take up this unpaid job called parenting, right? We have to agree that it's for this child to be better. Whatever we are doing is in the best interest of this child. We need to make the sacrifices. You understand? And in making these sacrifices, it's not about you, it's not about me. When I say you and me, it's not about you, the man, it's not about you, it's about the child, right? So as a mother, you don't have to see that the man is not committing a lot of time. Because of that, you also will then lay back. As a father, you don't have to feel because the woman is laid back, myself, let me lay back. It's not competition for the two of you. It's about this child. There has to be that agreement. Because when you guys have that agreement, when you are not there, the woman is filling the gap.
Yeah.
When the man is not there, when the woman is not there, the man is filling the gap. And you see, the child will have that constant guidance that he or she requires. If I leave my home now and I give instruction, I don't want this boy to look at the TV for 3 hours, for instance. And then the mother is on her phone,
busy with TikTok.
she won't even know
Mm.
if it's already 3 hours. Don't know if you understand what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
get your point. I
So,
get your point. Yeah.
But if she understand that I'm not punishing you as a woman, no, there is me and you, I can't punish you. So I'm saying this for his own interest or her own interest. If I'm saying, please, let's see how we can make sure he or she doesn't stay on TV for 3 hours. And then you make sure because I'm not there, that is happening. Right? We'll have a better child out there tomorrow. That's just all I'm trying to say here. That if parents continue to work in synergy for the betterment of child, then these gaps, it will be easier to close them. These alternatives that we are saying provide, it is easier for us to get them. Today we have, both parents who are career centered, which is not a bad thing. Of course, everybody deserves a life, right?
Yeah.
So, but nobody should throw away, what is more important. I chase my career, you chase your career, but we decided I want to be parents. So if you want to be parent, how do we then marry this and join it in that career chasing?
I get you. Into Nikki, Dr.
I
Nikki,
think for
you're
me,
saying something, yeah.
I think for me, like you just said,
Mm.
the woman is the heart and the neck of the house.
Yeah.
If you look at the body, it has different parts,
Mm.
but at the same time, it has its own function.
Mm.
The head determines where the body moves to. If the heart is dead, that means it's lifeless. So, working together as parents, one, I think the first thing is, are we ready to become parents ourselves? That's the first question. Because there are a lot of responsibilities attached to it. From the beginning of this talk, I said, so when they say parenting, some people feel it's just giving birth to
children.
No,
Yeah.
it's more than that. It talks about the emotional well-being of the child, the physical well-being of the child, even the guidance, what the child will be in future. I remember when we were growing up, not now, your parents will say, oh, my doctor, I want to make you be. You can't ask your father why. Because that was how we grew up. Then the parents dictate to their children, this is what you do, this is what you do. And once daddy has said it, that is final. The only way you have a say is the way it works then. The children will now go to the mother. Only please help us to bend daddy or talk to daddy. But now, like he said, I'm a professor, my husband is a professor. Who are you to talk to me? No, it ends
at the office. Yeah.
At home. Whether you like it or not, the man is the edge of the room. And the man is the edge, the wife is the neck. So it is the neck that determines where the neck
where the head goes, yeah.
Yes, which is very, very important.
Yeah.
And as parents, we should look at the byproduct. It's our children. It's not just, I'm a father, I'm a mother. No, it's our children. It's like we're growing something.
Yeah.
What becomes of that crop? That is our children. That's our pride. So if we're not together, I've seen families whereby the father will say this, the mother will say that. It affects the children. It affects the children. Okay. When the father says no, the mother says yes. There was something he said, oh, daddy says we should not watch film. The mother is on her phone. Gen Z mother, forget about them. Most of them, they're interested in the clothes they want to wear. They don't care about their children. When we say compassion, that means you are passionate about something. Yeah. You want these things to go right. You want these things to be done properly. But most mothers, they don't care.
Modern mothers.
Yes.
Modern mothers.
Some mothers then too don't care. It's not their fault because they don't understand. I tell people, education and wisdom, they are two different things. They're not the same thing. Education, you go to the university and you acquire it. But wisdom, common sense, let me use that language, is different. If you do the wrong thing at the right time, Ross, you are wrong.
Mm.
If you do the right thing at the wrong time, you are wrong. So what is like trying to get a balance,
Mm.
especially when it comes to the life of our children. Everybody wants to happy when I'm old. Oh, this is my son is a doctor. This is my daughter is a lawyer. That is what everybody wants.
But are you willing to pay the price?
That's what we're saying. That
Yeah.
is where the parenting comes in. And it has nothing to do with education, bros. It's even the educated mothers that are worse though. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you on this.
It's even the educated
agree with you.
women
Yeah, I agree
that
with you.
have their own money that are worse.
Mm-hmm.
So we say, oh, my child, she can be going to university and be tracking. I'll buy a car for the child. She buys a car for her child without even asking from the father. So what are you telling the child? That your father is useless.
Mm.
But there are some men you will even tell they don't have money.
Mm.
It's a two-way thing. So
Yeah.
some women they're like that. Some men they want to be at the top. They want to be boss. One that I know got me yash, brother. And you know, women we like petting. We like a lot of things. Just there's a way you talk to a woman,
Yeah.
you get whatever you want from her.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I feel okay, this is my husband self, he don't need to pass himself. That is where the issue comes from.
Yeah.
And it's like when two elephants fight,
Yeah.
it is the grass,
Yeah.
the children.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not about smartphone. It's about family time. When we're growing up, we have time to sit down to talk. Okay, what has happened today? Let's review.
Yeah. Let's
That-
check.
Then you say, no, you would have done it this way. You do it this way. You should have done it this way. But now we don't have time.
Mm.
We don't have time. We just, like he said, we put the children, they're watching whatever.
Mm.
Parental guidance is very, very important.
Yeah.
To know what your children are doing with the screen. It's not the hours.
Mm.
It's not what is on the internet. There are a lot of things on the internet.
Yeah.
Critical thinking is the way you speak to your child.
Yeah.
The child will know, oh, my mommy does not want this.
Yeah.
There's something somebody says. If people are here, then I behave normally. You understand what I'm saying? So it is not what is in me.
Right.
I said a reflection of a person is what is inside the person.
Yeah.
It's not the outside.
Mm.
I can't just come and say, oh, you are very stupid. Then it just came out of my mouth. No, something must have
The
led
thoughts,
to
yeah.
that. There must be a thought about it.
Yeah.
So bringing up my children these days, it's not the AI. It's not you teach your child. Don't do this. If when you are not there, if they understand,
Mm.
they won't.
Mm.
When we were growing up, then my father would put granite on the table. Then maybe we'll touch it. When we come, he will say, you have touched a granite. Then I'll say, our daddy now. No, it's just simple psychology.
Mm.
If you tell a child, this is bad, you don't go there. And the child understands.
Mm.
It's not teaching alone.
Mm.
They have to understand what you are talking about.
Mm.
And the process of understanding, you must tell them the why, the not, the what of that particular thing. And when the child grabs that,
Mm.
you don't need to say, don't do this or don't do that.
Mm.
I know people, they have friends that smokes. They never smoked. Why? The training at home,
Mm.
the foundation.
Yeah.
That is the foundation of anything in life.
From home.
From home, that's the foundation. And the foundation, what brings the foundation? The sand and the gravel is the background of the parents.
Yeah.
That is what forms the foundation.
Yeah.
So when the background of the parents is solid, it's easier for you to build and it stands. But when you have comma in this foundation, there's a
Well,
problem.
we'll still probably in our next conversation, probably we'll talk about co-parenting. Was you're talking about if foundation is strong. Some of us that we know,
Mm.
they have different parents, they've divorced. And so we're talking
That's
about
a
this.
different
That
thing.
we're talking about this in our
Divorce
next
is a
conversation.
different
We talk
thing.
about this on next
It's a
conversation,
diff- yeah,
probably
it's a
about
different thing.
co-parenting and things like that.
It's a different
Also,
thing.
recently, about last month, England placed a ban on social media for kids under age 16.
Mm.
That they put due to that. There's a popular movie they did 2025. That was last year.
Mm.
Yeah, one of the movies Adolescence.
Okay.
It's about 5 or 6 episodes. It's an educational material for every parent out there. So this brings me to the question of guardians, parental guardians, and parental control on social media. Because but there's a lot of things going on social media now, whereby they start acting a teenager who does not really know anything to send pictures of
That's what I'm
themselves
saying.
or say giving them issues that can even make them have more trauma. So as a parent, how do we control our teenagers in a such a way that we don't invade or we don't intrude into their own personal space, into their own personal data?
There's no way you cannot intrude into their own personal data. It's not possible
Mm.
as a mother. It comes down to that upbringing also.
When you say invade
Yeah.
their personal space, this is your child.
Mm.
You have one responsibility.
Yeah.
That responsibility is nurturing this child, right? And
I'm talking of I'm talking of a teenager.
no, we because we've spoken about foundation. So
Right.
I'm trying
Go
to
back, okay.
I'm trying to take us back where we are coming from.
Yeah.
Because when you give a child the right foundation,
Mm.
and this child, because there's something you said they will always ask why.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is it's not about whether they're a toddler
Mm.
or adolescent. The why will always be there.
Mm.
Even though it's not spoken out,
Mm.
it's in the mind. So when you tell me you see this site,
Mm.
I don't want to go into this site.
Mm.
What do you think will be on my mind?
Oh,
Why?
why? Yeah, of course, yeah. You have to why.
So, but if you don't explain to me why I don't need to go to this site, I want to see why you don't want me to go there. So it's about teaching. She said it here that education starts from the home.
Mm.
That we go to school, that is like the
Quiet one.
acquired one.
Yeah.
The informal education is the basic, is the main one.
Mm.
So if you are able to teach your child to know that you have their best interest at heart,
Yeah.
some of those whys would already be answered.
Mm.
Because if I tell you, don't go there,
Mm.
and you understand that the reason I don't want you to go there is not because I hate you, it's because you might get into trouble.
Mm.
That answers some of the why. So if we are talking about what peer pressure can lead to in terms of the internet space that we are looking at now,
Yeah.
and you've been able to tell your child on this internet,
Mm.
there's the good side, there's the bad side.
Yeah.
People can take advantage of you online.
Mm.
You can dabble into things that will mar or destroy your future tomorrow.
Yeah.
Things that can affect your health, even your mental state. And I'm able to teach these things in plain language for this child to understand, and possibly even use myself as an example, just so that child can understand where I'm coming from, like driving the message home. Even when they get into groups, right, and they are saying, we need to visit this site, we need to place this bet. For someone like me, it's not because we are talking, but I can tell you there's nothing that can make me place a bet.
This is a bit as well.
Place a bet, whether it's
Lottery.
lottery,
Okay, lottery.
there
okay.
is nothing, absolutely nothing
Mm.
that can make me place the bet.
Mm.
It's a value that stems from childhood.
From home.
Yeah.
It was taught, that was instilled in me from childhood.
Mm.
So no matter how you tell me you met millions,
Of naira from
thousands of
lottery.
pounds, you're not going to entice me, bro.
Mm.
I'm not interested in that kind of fast money.
Mm.
That is value that people hold
Family value.
onto.
Yeah.
There are some persons that, because of how their parents have given them sex education
Yeah.
teachings,
Yeah.
there is nothing that you want to show them that has to do with maybe pornography or whatever that they're going to be interested in.
Mm.
My mommy said, my daddy said, it's what rings in their head.
Sorry, I want to interject. Before you say my mommy said, my daddy said, the first key point is you must befriend your children. They have that trust. If you don't befriend your child, especially your daughter, like you said, she cannot say my mommy said, because she does not have that belief in you. So you must be able to create that platform for your child to believe in you and trust in you. That's where it starts from. I just talked about the sex something aspect. There are some people that it was their father that taught them. When we were growing up, what they said, if a man touches you, you get pregnant.
Yeah.
Then when the girl goes out and she touches the boy, nothing happens. We say nothing will happen. No. What we should try to do to our children is teaching by doing. That is another aspect of teaching. It's like a child, you put down a hot iron, pressing iron, and the child is going close to the iron. If he says, don't go there, the child will not understand. Allow the child to touch it and it gets hot. Tomorrow the child will not go. I'm just giving that. I'm not saying I'm not saying they should get pregnant. That's what
no. I want to say something. She just hit something now. You know, when I spoke earlier, there was something I said here. I said parenting word. I borrowed it from her. She said this is a very relative issue.
Yeah.
What works for A
does not work here.
You might befriend your child today, right? To tell your child, you know, this is the particular way. That child will become manipulative for the fact that you're that soft.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Whereas, so what I'm trying to say here is
So
we established it here that parenting is a skill.
Yeah, it's a skill on its
For this particular episode that we are having this conversation, I am not here to give people diverse skills. No. Because I said that parenting is unique. Every person is unique in their way.
Yes.
Yeah.
What we are, the message I am putting out through this medium is learn a skill of parenting. Learn what works for you. Right? If you are saying the universal blueprint works for you, no problem. But we want to have children who have home training, children who hold values that are positive, who understands what family is, children who can contribute positively to the society and not become a problem to the society. We want to be able to have children out there who are raised by parents who are very responsible. So for every parent out there who understands that this is what society needs to be a decent society, and you know the peculiarity of the kids we have. If befriending them works, fine and good. If being firm works, fine and good. However it is, what we want at the end of the day is that we should be able to raise children the way they should be raised and not spoil them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So if at the end of the day, I teach my child in whatever means, if it is me using my local language or using a story or whatever to make my child to understand that going on websites that are S-rated or whatever is detrimental, and they understand that language and they understand the meaning, they understand the hazards that comes from it. At the end of the day, did I pass the message? Yes. Is he or she able to do that? No. Would that child then get pregnant? No. That's what we want. A decent society.
Yeah.
Can we collectively do it? Yes, but it has to be diverse. Everybody have to find out what works for their child. So if I come today and I borrow the fact that David said, I sat my child down and I knelt down and begged my child, please, Rex, don't go to so Spice said.
Yeah.
And then I go to my own son. Rex daddy said to Rex, don't go to this side, and he knelt down. He might be laughing at me, Daddy, you look funny. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You look funny the way you're kneeling down. I'm trying to say something, but that child is saying that I look funny kneeling down and begging. He's not understanding that message. Whereas there's a way, maybe I can explain that differently. But have you been able to tell these two children that going to expected side is bad? Yes.
That's what your parenting style.
This parenting.
Yeah.
What skills can you harness and then use it on your child? And at the end of the day, you're able to raise a child that is responsible.
When I say befriending a child, I think what I'm trying to say is building that trust. I'm talking about the trust. I'm not saying if you befriend your child, you should not befriend. No, that's not what I'm saying. When you build that trust in your child, the child can tell you anything. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm speaking from the perspective of a mother. And I find out that even sons are closer more to their mothers than to daughters. So it's very easy, like you said, every child has its own peculiarity, which is very important. If you look at this child, that this is how to speak to this child, why not go for it? But when your child befriends you, even your daughter or your son, they will confide anything in you. They'll tell you anything. And when that is done, at least I think half of the issue is solved. Because the problem we're having now is our children are afraid to speak to us, especially as mothers. I'm talking from perspective of a mother. Our children are afraid to speak to us. Our children are afraid. It's like some people, before the children touch their phones, they will shout, "Don't touch my phone, don't touch my phone." No. Allow the child. I said something, allow the child to touch the iron. If that is what that child understands, you go for it. There are some you just need to say, please, please don't do that. The child will listen. There are some you have to bring Dr. Jugu, you know, Dr. Kane, the child will understand. There are some you just say, please, I don't want you to go there. So what I'm saying is, it has different styles. Children, they are all your children. You know what this child needs. You know what the other child needs. For you to be able to harness that, as a mother, you have to sit down and look at it critically and say, oh, this child, there are some children, they don't want trouble. Maybe you leave them there, no issue. But there are some, before you say, go, before the child has done something else. That kind of child, you have to be fair. What I'm trying to say is different parenting styles. From the beginning, I said, nurturing the child. It's not even when they are grown. There are sometimes, even when we are grown, we're in our houses, we are married, our mothers can come and say, no, but so would they do this thing before? You understand what I'm saying? Then it is now left for you to make her understand. No, mama, this is not how we're doing it now. This is how they do it now. And at the end of the day, we'll get the same result or a better result. It's not teaching. It's when you teach. If I teach you something and you don't understand, I've not done anything. It's when you teach a student and the student understands what you are saying. Understanding is another thing. Another aspect is applying it. Applying it. We've all grown up now, different scenario, different context. We know how it looks like. Your friend will come and say, me, my father did this, my mother did do this. For me, I'm still saying it, it is the foundation.
That matters.
And the foundation is both parents. When they are okay, it's easier. You can't train a child 100%. It's not possible. There's nobody that, my child is 100%. There must be 1 or 2 percentage of them that is a little bit. Yeah. If a child, somebody that says I'm 100% perfect, bros, be scared of that kind of a person. There must be flaws, which is permissible. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a different context here. In Africa, it's a different thing. Here is a different thing. You can't shout at your child. We've seen it. The child will call police and say, my father is bullying me. But Nigeria, who born you? Bully, you can't even say it. So we're talking about how our children want our children to be successful in life. We have a lot of parts to play. Even the children themselves, they should be in the know. You don't take decisions. Like I said, then your father will just say, now I want to make you read. You understand? You have to look at, that's why we are different. That is where technology differs a little. You'll be able to understand your child. That, this child is tending towards this. This child can become this. You now support the child. And one of the ways you can support, you can't do away with the internet. It's there to support the child. The other time we're talking about children using AI to do homework. For me, there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing I'll see is critical thinking. 1, 2, 3. For you to be able to say, okay, I have 1, I have 2, I have 3. Which is best? That is critical thinking. It's just for them to have an idea. I'm not saying copy. If you go through something and you read it, you have an idea. Okay, this thing is supposed to be like this, supposed to be like this. You understand? You now think how to fix it. Where I'm having an issue is when you become a copycat. It's just lets you have an idea of what to do and what not to do.
So that was a scenario whereby a child comes back from school, they gave the child assignments, being a teenager. Then when the child comes in, so that was what we were discussing about. When the child comes in using AI to do the assignments. So this is where the question comes in now. So as a parent, how do we guide our children in the sense that the AI doesn't become, so it doesn't take the creativity of a child out of them. So it supports them, it assists them instead of using AI for everything without using their own using their own
Initiative.
initiative to answer questions from school.
Well, I think it's pretty very practical for her own. She was saying befriend your child,
Mm.
understand what your child like. It also goes down to teaching.
Yeah.
When you make your child to like or understand what education means, what it means for them, right? One of the things you try to do is to make them not to be lazy,
Mm.
because over reliance on AI, ChatGPT, we know that it has some effects which could be, being lazy,
Yeah.
even in terms of critical thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's a reason why, in the first place, there was an advent of mathematics.
Yeah.
You understand? Advent of science,
Yeah.
science of this that we take up today. And that helps to build up, you know, our mental mind, mental states.
Yeah.
It helps to build us up in terms of how we think, how we reason,
Mm.
our perspective to life,
Yeah.
and all the list that is long out there. But when a child then becomes reliant on technology, you can't even think for yourself.
Yeah.
So you begin to rely on computer to do almost everything for yourself.
Mm.
But when a child from foundation likes to write,
Yeah.
to paint,
Yeah.
to solve problems,
Yeah.
then AI then becomes a subordinate, for instance.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could even be comparison.
Mm.
They know that there's AI, but because they have so fallen in tune with solving problems themselves, it could be maybe solving algebra.
Mm.
Just start taking that notes and all of that. A child is already used to it. Or maybe just jotting on computer or paraphrasing and the rest. If they have gotten so used to it, it then means that they can only use AI to check what they've done and not asking AI to do everything for them.
Mm.
So the thing is, have they been exposed to these other alternatives?
Mm.
There's always a reason why there's traditional, there's modern.
Mm.
Then there's now a point where two of them can then meet.
But
But if you miss out the tradition and then introduce someone to modern, what you're trying to tell that person is that in this life, things can be made easy. Why don't you suffer? Why then? Also, they begin to see tradition as suffering.
Mm.
Outdated.
Yeah,
Outdated.
they are outdated. Someone thinks that for me to sit down and write the program, I'm
Mm.
suffering myself. Why can't I ask AI to write the program?
To do
And then-
everything.
So the truth of the matter is, we can't really take away some of these things.
Mm.
That is like the bedrock of our existence.
Mm.
So if my child comes back home and I find out that this child is becoming over reliant on AI solving their problem, it's one of the signs for me to see that this child is becoming lazy.
Mm.
Because sometimes AI gives you an answer, you don't even understand
The answer.
where the answer is coming from.
Yeah.
You understand? So all you just want is to pass. But education is beyond passing. Education is about building skill,
Yeah.
whether employability skill or entrepreneurial skill, either of them.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not about just passing and getting scores.
Yeah.
So if you need to learn, then you need to learn the critical aspect of learning,
Mm.
which is you of course using your brain,
Yeah.
not relying on computer to use your brain for you.
Mm.
So, and one of the ways to overcome that is actually to make a child to like to either read,
Mm.
solve problems,
Mm.
and all of that. That starts from foundation.
Yeah.
If a child doesn't like to read novels, for instance,
Mm.
the child will always ask for summary from AI.
Mm.
But if a child maybe builds up a skill of maybe reading, just like she was saying, your child is growing, you need to identify who is this child.
Mm.
Gone are those days where you say you must be a nurse, you must be an engineer. As the child is growing, you are also identifying what their likes are, what their needs are, what where their area of focus is in.
Mm.
And you
Their
then help
interests.
them, their interest, yeah. You then help them, nurture them in that area. If your child is, uses his hands a lot, you know, okay, for this child who uses the hands, that means this is the area I need to help him build up. If this child likes to read, then I know this is the area. And then if they cultivate those habits, even when they go to school and we give them assignments, they want to do that one that they are so into with, that one that they've learned, and then this other one becomes an addition.
Yeah. So, okay,
Ah,
you want to say
yeah,
something?
yeah, I want to say. For me, like you said, the bottom line is inculcating reading habits. When we're growing up, you know when a child gets into the secondary school,
Mm.
by novels. That's what we read.
Yeah, we really love novels.
Novels.
Yeah.
That's what we read. If you see a young girl between 9, 10, then 11, going about with novels, you know, she got enter secondary school.
Yeah.
It's from home, like we said. We have to inculcate reading habits and the family time. Have time for the assignment of our child when they are young.
Yeah.
It builds them up.
Mm.
If a child, like you said, algebra, even if you don't, I know of somebody, she never went to primary school. She didn't finish primary school. But anytime the children, they are doing homework, she will sit down there. There's a lesson teacher. If you write A as big as this house, she cannot identify it then. That's true. She never went to school. What I mean, she never went to school. But when the lesson teacher is teaching the children, she will sit down.
I'll be learning.
She doesn't know what they are saying. No.
Mm.
She will just sit down. Then later she will ask the teacher, "You write down well?" You understand what I'm saying? The children grew up with that. And sometimes at home, we can just give our child a novel and say, "Read to me." Even while they are playing. Or watch a film. You can watch a film together and say, "Do you understand what has happened? Explain to me." These are the inculcation we are talking about from the foundation when they are young.
Yeah.
Even if it is 1, 2, 3, you know, when we're growing up, A is for apple. These are the things we should be involved in the lives of our children. I think that is the foundation. Because if the child knows, oh, if I get home, my mommy will look at my homework or my mommy will be there, you'll find out they'll build up themselves. And when it comes to AI, like I told you, it will be easier for them to navigate. AI is just like giving them ideas of everybody. That's the order of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when we're growing up then, if your father is talking to you, you do attention and look. But now you're talking to the child. The child is cooking, she's looking at her phone. It's the order of the day. So that's why I said there should be a routine.
Yeah.
There should be a time. When you are cooking, they know in my house, you are cooking, you don't touch your phone. They know. You leave your phone.
No,
either you finish with your phone before you start cooking. So I think there should be a firm. How do I put it now? Instructions to what and what to do with AI and when to use AI and why you must use it when it is necessary.
So imagine you in a dinner now, a family dinner, and everyone is using their phone, including the parents are using their phone, even when we're eating. So what message are we passing to our children in the first place? We're talking about the modern parents now. By anything, even going to the toilet, they are with their phone. Even when they want to sleep, I'm sure that with their phone they sleep. So the children are seeing all these things because they see more than we know. So what message are we passing to the children, and how as a parent can we manage this?
I think for me, we should be role models to our children. What do I mean by that? We should know when to do the right thing. Like I said, if you do the wrong thing at the right time, you are wrong. There should be a very firm instruction on when and how and what we are using this for. Even in the church, you see people in the church, they are on their phone. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
So as parents, we should live by example. Like we said, that is the first education the child learns. See you. If your daddy dresses well, you find out the children dresses well. If you start tying up as a woman, sorry, when your daughter grows up, that's what she's going to do.
She's used to.
That's the mentality. That's the picture. Because children learn by what they see and what they do. When you are teaching a child and you're talking about abstract things, I remember when we were doing ITP for our students, then we say, give them practical things they can see. It makes them understand more. And it makes learning interesting. So for a family dinner, it's the parents. That means I wouldn't say they are bad. It's just that we should learn an habit of when to use our phones because our children are looking at us. Family dinner is supposed to be a family time where you ask questions, where we interact and communicate. So now, phone has taken the place of communication. People no longer communicate with their family.
Mr. Chinedu, what can you say about before we round up?
Yeah, I just want to add also, she has made fantastic points already.
Yeah.
I just want to add that one thing we need to understand is that we are not in control with our kids.
Yeah.
We are in charge.
Yeah.
We make the rules of the home and they follow. Because you have something you say, family time, having dinner, and you're going to toilet or carry. If I am a remote worker, for instance, which of course that is how I earn a living to provide for a family.
Yeah.
And probably I need to attend to something. I need to also go to the toilet. That is more tasking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong in not tasking?
No.
No. So, but when my child can then come back and say, because I go to toilet with phone, then that makes it right for her to go, him or her to go to toilet with phone. Of course not. So that's where we need to unbundle these things. When we define what family time is, then it's family time. Everybody is allowed to run and observe the family time. But if it is about a man making a rule for his own, you're not in competition with your children. They need to understand that this is what my mom have said. This is what my dad have said, and we need to respect it. So children should need to be taught how to respect parents.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to say.
So parenting doesn't come perfect. There's no perfect parents.
No.
And all children are unique. So we've come to the end of the show. If you enjoyed the show so far, kindly comment, kindly like, kindly subscribe to our page. And until then, keep learning, keep thinking the long game. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.